The smoking ban in Turkey began a year and a half ago in offices, public transportation, and shopping malls. But now it has been extended to places where Turks traditionally go to smoke: bars, restaurants, and coffee houses. A private survey in Turkey shows most people favor the ban.
It is very good for me and people like me. We were being harmed in the places where you were allowed to smoke inside.
But many Turkish smokers say they now have no place to go, and coffee house owners are concerned their cafes will be empty.
When we say to the people who come here, no, you can neither smoke a cigarette nor water pipe here, they will simply leave and never come back, or we would get in trouble for letting them smoke. In the end, they will not be able to relax, and we will have to shut down.
U.S. smoker Ron Phillips is shocked by the Turkish decision.
To ban smoking in Turkey is like banning vodka in Russia.
Turkish tobacco is famous for its high quality, and the country has one of the highest rates of cigarette smoking in the world. According to the World Health Organization, about half the men and 20% of women are smokers. 40 years ago in the United States, 42% of adults were smokers. Since then, the number of smokers has continuously declined, and today less than 20% of people smoke. In the 1950s and early 60s, smoking was popular, and cigarette advertising was prevalent on television and radio.
Did you say I'll feel better smoking, Philip Morris?
Yes, you will feel better.
But in the mid-1960s, the U.S. government banned those ads and forced tobacco companies to label packages of cigarettes about the danger of smoking. In more recent years, individual states have campaigned against smoking. In 1990, San Luis Obispo, California, was the first city in the world to ban indoor smoking in all public places. Today, 27 of the 50 U.S. states have smoke-free laws that include restaurants and bars. Matthew Myers is president of the anti-smoking Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids in Washington.
The change in laws in the United States, including restricting secondhand smoke, have made a fundamental difference in the number of our children who smoke. In the last 10 years, we've seen a decline in youth tobacco use in the United States from over 36% to 20%.
Many U.S. restaurant and bar owners were concerned smoking restrictions would reduce their business. But in many cases, the number of customers went up. Paul Maher is manager of the Hawk and Dove restaurant in Washington. He says when the Washington smoking ban began in 2007, it was business as usual, even though some smokers were upset.
A small number were outraged, but they came here. They were able to smoke by going outside, and they adjusted.
A few places in Washington have gotten an exemption from the law, including at what are known as cigar bars. One is Shelley's Back Room, where owner Tony Rubo says business has gone up.
We were doing actually quite well before the ban. But what happened was when other people can't smoke in restaurants and bars, they pretty much flooded Shelley's Back Room.
Patron Tom Fontana from New York knows smoking is bad for his health, but he is glad to have a place where he can smoke.
Fortunately, there are places like this and places in New York, and I'm hoping places in Turkey where people can go who want to kill themselves by smoking can do that.
In a country which inspired the phrase, "to smoke like a Turk," Turkey's smoking ban has been hard to enforce, even with fines. But there was also a time in the United States where it appeared unthinkable people would not be smoking in public places, and now it is the norm. Deborah Block, VOA News.